First of all, I want to say this is a pretty cobbled together PowerPoint, which was done last night and then collapsed and then done this morning. So it's not the glitzy PowerPoints that you have been used to, but I think you'll enjoy some of the images. My name is Brian Hamilton. I work for the Irish government as an architect, but I'm also chair of INTBAU Ireland. It's a group which grew out of the Prince's Foundation in London, and it now comprises of 18 chapters around the world. Now, to move the slide on, I just do this button here.
Push the down button. Right.
That guy.
Okay, all right. Well, you know who my name is and the date, etc. So we'll run on from that. Established 2001, network dedicated to the creation of humane and harmonious buildings and places with respect to local traditions. 20 international chapters, growing membership nearly 5,000. Network, like-minded people, wisdom, a form of collective awareness and understanding the issues facing tradition today, locally and international. Vision to lead and inspire others and affirm tradition as an essential part of modern progress. And the continuity in terms of sustainability, craftsmanship and living heritage. And you can see where we are. And it's a most diverse group of people. We have INTBAU Iran, INTBAU Nigeria, INTBAU Russia, INTBAU Canada, INTBAU United States, INTBAU Brazil, INTBAU Cuba. So we are really quite a broad church. And of course, INTBAU Ireland and England. And one thing about the Irish chapter, it's an all-Ireland chapter. It comprises both political jurisdictions, Northern Ireland and Southern Ireland. As I say, our structure is that a representative from each chapter sits on the College of Chapters. The ICC is a self-governing body, and we have annual meetings to discuss policy, complete projects, plans, etc., etc. All this is administered by a secretariat, Harriet Wenberg, currently hosted by INTBAU UK. And here's our meeting in Nicosia in Cyprus. You can see Michael to the front, me, Robert Adam, Thomas Jelzinski, who recently held the conference and INTBAU meeting in Warsaw, Oskar Dnjurczyk, if I can pronounce it. He's the chair of INTBAU Cyprus, and he held the meeting 2 years ago in Nicosia. And then there's Harriet Wenenberg, Deepak Brechend, who's our chair, and the redoubtable Andon Eng, who I'm sure you all know. He turns up almost everywhere. And again, our structures, patrons, honorary fellows, corporate fellows, fellows of the International College of Traditional Practitioners, and the general members. Our patrons are a highly respected, influential group of individuals and groups, and His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales is the patron of INTBAU UK and the wider INTBAU movement. And individual chapters can have their own patron. Honorary fellows are appointed by members of the International College of Chapters, and recognition for efforts to support INTBAU and further its cause. Corporate fellows are appointed by members of the ICC or the Secretariat, and recognition for corporate support or sponsorship is given to INTBAU. Actually, I have some more slides to this. It goes on talking about the what the traditional practitioners do. There's 51 members. It's a peer-reviewed group, and if you want to check more information, it's all online at intbau.org. It's based in the UK. It's based in Charlotte Street, which is the location of the Prince's Foundation. And 2 years ago, we had a wonderful conference called Building by Hand, the design process to the drawing. We've also got young practitioners, graduates and professionals at the beginning of their career in traditional architecture, urbanism, design, and building arts, and a peer-reviewed group with the requirement of 5 years' experience. And again, it's all about encouraging the next generation of highly skilled traditional practitioners. There's a recent meeting here in London with the young practitioners. Actually, this isn't quite the PowerPoint I was going to present. I think it's on the other one, but nevertheless, I'll continue on this one. Again, we organise study tours, summer schools, charrettes and urban design workshops. In academia, we have conferences and there are publications and training programs which are really, really fantastic. I've been on one last year in Transylvania, in Romania, and participants are for practical skills to traditional tools and materials for repair of old buildings. Here's some of the occupants displaying their sketchbooks in a recent tour in Barcelona and Spain. And participants in Norway, again, completing a charrette for a truck stop area in the community and a proposal for its conversion into a sustainable new town with a traditional plan. A recent conference in London in the Architecture in the Age of Austerity, in which the centre is Norman Lamont, Scott Lash, the academic to his left, and Sigarsi, who is a head of the traditional practitioners. We have a traditional building schemes course in Transylvania. This is an incredible place of traditional architecture. And it's a wonderful outdoor classroom in traditional skills. So it's an active network of individuals and institutions dedicated to the creation of, as I say, humane and harmonious buildings which respect local traditions. And tradition allows us to recognise the lessons of history, enrich our lives and offer our inheritance to the future. Traditional buildings and places maintain a balance with nature and society and have been developed over many generations, and they enhance our quality of life and are a proper reflection of modern society. So INTBAU brings those who design, maintain and study and enjoy traditional building, architecture and places, and we will gain strength and significance